Hello everyone, happy Friday. Before I start, I want you to stop right here and go read James chapter 1, the whole chapter, because I'm going to kind of be focusing on specific verses, but I kind of want you to have context in the full chapter. So pause right here and go read that, James 1, and then come back. Oh wait. Okay, I'm going to trust you did that. What I kind of wanted to talk about today is just a general concept of overcoming sin, and kind of something that struck me when I was reading this chapter a couple weeks ago. I'm going to start in James chapter 1, verse 13, and kind of just read through that section. So, verse 13. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Don't be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like the shifting shadows. So to me, when I was reading this, it felt very much like it was giving the process of how sin can infest our lives. It starts as a desire we have that's evil, that's deep down, which, because we're all sinful, we all fall short. We all have those evil desires that are down in there that sometimes we don't like to acknowledge, but we are sinful people, so they're down there somewhere. And sometimes those evil desires start to simmer to the surface, and for one reason or another, they become thoughts in our brains, and we start to think about it constantly. Then eventually that spiral starts leading into actions, and then maybe bigger actions, and of course we know sin leads to death. But so that was just, I think I just like that description of, I think, how sin can embed itself in our hearts and in our minds. But then I was thinking of like, well, then how do we stop that? What's some way that we could stop sin from festering and kind of replace it with something else? And then I kept reading and I found the answer later in the chapter. So I'm going to go down to verse 21 and read until verse 25. So verse 21 says, therefore get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror, and after looking at himself, goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. So reading that, I was interested in how it so closely mirrors the process earlier in the chapter of sin embedding itself, but instead this is God's word embedding itself. And so my takeaway from it is that since sin can embed itself so easily, we need to be actively counteracting it by embedding God's word, and not just putting it in our hearts and our minds, but having it come out in our actions actively. And for that, I feel like something I could grow in personally is actually making a plan in how to take good thoughts and take things that I glean from the word and use them into actions. To like make a plan and then take those good things that you learn and glean from the word and from prayer to God and actually put them into action. So verse 22, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves, do what it says. And I think the more you can fill your mind and your life with actions that give honor to God, the less chance there will be of sin embedding itself in your life. Of course, we'll never be perfect, and that's why Jesus Christ exists and died for us and rose again, but we can certainly try. And I'll just end with one of my favorite verses of all time, James chapter 1, verse 2. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So it's definitely a process, and I hope that encourages you, because all we can do is our best, and as long as we keep trying to walk towards the Lord and follow in His Word, then eventually we'll get